All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. So, tragedy has befallen the band Kiss now on two occasions here in the last couple of years. If you recall, back in 2021, guitar tech Francis Stuber was found dead in a hotel room, and the band reported that he had died from what I like to call Vidco 91, or the China thing. I'm not sure how you'd like to, word that now, but I've used language to make the algorithm behave a little bit here. Kiss stated in a social media post earlier that year that the entire crew had taken the magic potion, but apparently maybe Stuber did not, from what I've heard. Stuber worked with Kiss and Paul Stanley ever since 2002. He also appeared on an episode of Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. So he was pretty close to everyone. He was very close to Paul Stanley. But the family decided to actually sue Paul and Gene. And that is a fairly new development that happened maybe a couple of months ago. Here's the story. The family of guitar tech Francis Stuber are taking legal action against the duo, meaning Paul and Gene, after he passed away a few days after contracting the thing while on tour with the band in October of 2021. According to documents obtained by TMZ, Francis's loved ones claimed Paul was the first to contract Vidco 91, and then he spread it around due to lax safety policies on the tour, with anyone who fell ill with the thing simply told to quarantine in a hotel room in whichever city the band was in, but few other instructions were given. If that's true, that's not good. The guitar tech got the thing in Detroit and was told to stay in his hotel, but the family alleged that manager Doc McGee failed to arrange for medical personnel to visit and examine him despite promising to do so. Now, little interjection here. Now, if you remember on late night television, I forget who the host was. I think he's on ABC. I don't watch any of these late night guys. They do the so-called comedy shows at night. There hasn't really been a good one since Jay Leno left The Tonight Show. But this guy went on during a monologue where he basically said, hey, this guy needs medical attention at the hospital. He took the magic potion and welcome in. The other guy took the horse goo. Tough luck. You're out of luck, right? Remember that? So that circulated all over the place. And just that's how far this went, where they're basically saying, hey, if you didn't take this stuff, we're not going to help you. And God forbid if this was the case with this gentleman here, because, maybe they found out he's not willing to do what he's supposed to do. Now, this, by the way, what I'm giving you here is hearsay from someone else who kind of knows the inside of the situation. I'm not going to mention any names, but I've known this for quite some time, is that this gentleman, Stuber, was not down with, the Dr. Fauci protocol. And I don't really blame him. I just don't. But if he was supposed to get medical attention and he didn't, then that's a huge problem. Doc McGee apparently asked another person on the tour to check on Francis at the hotel, but the man was dead when the person arrived. Just 2 days. So 2 days, they left him alone for 2 days. So they're kind of admitting here that they asked somebody to check on Francis and then found out he was dead. That's bad. That should have been like every couple of hours. They should have had somebody checking on him, if not maybe every 4 to 6 hours. That's what I would think would be appropriate under the circumstances. And if they promised him medical care, then that should have happened ASAP. I'm not sure why there was any delay in that, other than my theory that, oh, he wasn't willing to do it, and tough luck, Wheezy. I think that's what that late night idiot said. So his family, Stuber's family, they're taking action against Gene and Paul, as well as Doc, Marriott Hotels, and Live Nation, and are seeking an unspecified amount of damages. Yeah. So the other day, of course, we had Paul Stanley in the hotel room hooked up to an IV. So in 2 years' time, folks, things haven't really changed. Look, he's 71 years old. And you know what? This is rough. I get it. You're out on tour. You're in front of people, and it's dangerous out there, I guess, especially if you've done the protocols and you've had all of the secondary and follow-ups to the original. And I'm pretty sure Paul and Gene are all up to date on all of their, variant schedule. So the other tragedy, which just happened recently, was thought to be a terrorist attack, right? Here's the story. Yesterday, more information oozed out. This is weird. We go from that to possible terrorism. More information oozed out, and the car wreck looks a lot less like a bombing. Here's the headline. Married New York couple were in car that crashed and then exploded at Rainbow Bridge, Niagara Falls, according to police. The report and a statement by the family, it was Kurt and Monica Villani, both 53, from Grand Island, New York, about 10 miles from the site of the crash, were heading to Toronto to see Kiss in concert. Kiss. That concert, by the way, was canceled, related to what I just told you about Paul Stanley being in the hospital. Ironically, they were traveling in their $300,000 2022 Bentley Flying Spur. The car is called a Bentley Flying Spur. No lie. The Villanis were well liked in the area, owning a popular family business, and were known to be very active in local charities. They were extremely generous and kind, according to Chuck Meyer, who lives near the couple and was quoted for the story. Contradicting all the social media rumors, the Villanis weren't exactly the terrorist types. The car and both occupants were completely incinerated in the crash. Officials said the fire burned so hot that nothing is left but the engine. No explosive residue was found in or near the wreckage, according to FBI officials in Buffalo. Granted, the explosion and incineration are weird elements, but it could have been a medical emergency, even though that's only a competing theory. Here's the real scoop here, most likely. See, I'm going with the possibility of what really happened. It could have been some kind of a medical emergency, but this part here leads me to believe that a lawsuit is pending against Bentley. The Flying Spur has a 542 horsepower engine and accelerates from 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. In other words, it was probably going fast. Back in the summer of 2021, Bentley recalled some of its European Flying Spurs over stuck accelerators. Wow. According to the recall notice, a trim piece over the fuse box could sometimes stick out and press onto the accelerator, causing the luxury car to continue to accelerate even when the driver's foot is removed from the accelerator pedal. But maybe most damning, auto collision experts pointed to the smoke streaming from the back of the airborne car, which there is a picture of, and this is scary, crazy, creepy, which could be evidence the driver was desperately smashing the brakes. Bentley told the New York Times it had only recalled European models with the reversed steering, manufactured between 2018 and 2021, you'd expect Bentley would have fixed its 2022 models and removed any dangerous trim defects, which are features that luxury buyers normally do not prefer. It's still possible the driver experienced a medical emergency and involuntarily mashed down on both the accelerator and the brake pedals, but 2022's recall supports the hypothesis of a mechanical failure. We may never know since the engine block isn't saying and there isn't any other evidence left. But because of the smoke trail, the prediction is the family gets a couple $1 million from Bentley in a quiet out-of-court settlement with no admission of wrongdoing. But it wasn't terrorism. Now, again, how is this related to Kiss? Well, they were on their way to a Kiss concert, which was canceled. They were actually on their way back from the canceled concert to go visit a casino. So the cancellation, I'm not saying the cancellation caused this. Maybe if they were in a different place when this occurred, if the accelerator did stick, the car wouldn't have gone airborne. I still don't know how it went airborne, but the picture is, I mean, it kind of makes the Dukes of Hazzard look like a cartoon show. I mean, just incredible picture. So, you know, if you're Kiss, the franchise right now, you've got the lawsuit out there with Stuber. You're sick. Your members continue to get ill, even though they told the world this is what you must do. And yes, you can say that this particular illness is different from the other one, but in all honesty, folks, it's pretty similar, right? And I've had this theory, and other people, well-known medical type people, have had this theory that if you keep doing this, you're going to weaken your ability to fight off certain problems. And there are a host of different things out there that have been on the increase now for the last 2 years, and the medical community has been very quiet about it. The music industry has been completely silent about it, and the news media seems to not care about it. That's why I get a little weird on this channel sometimes, and I'm like, I can't believe nobody cares about this. I just can't. Even if I'm only 10% right, if I'm 2% right, if there's a 2% possibility that, you know, Paul Stanley might have been healthier prior to all of this, if he had just done, if he just used to, you know, if he used to do certain over-the-counter protocols, right? And the doctor says, no, you can't just do that. You have to do what we're telling you to do. The only solution to this problem is CVS, and then go to the pharmacy, and then go see a guy with a pointy thing, right? And he's going to take care of you. That's what's going to happen. A sharp, pointy thing. That's what you need. And I don't know. And this other thing that's kind of somewhat relational to the concert being canceled, and the fact that if the concert didn't get canceled, maybe this wouldn't have happened. I don't know. Maybe it would have happened somewhere else on the road if there truly was a defect. It's hard to know. But again, as fate would have it, both Francis Stuber and this couple aren't here because somebody somewhere dropped the ball. Whether it's Bentley, whether it's the fact that Paul isn't really healthy, and it's due to the fact that he's been doing this stuff. And with Stuber, if he was guaranteed or told that there would be medical attention, even if he pushed back, and I'm not saying he would have been the rare candidate where this would have worked for him, but here's the thing. There was a lot of fear on both sides. There was fear that you would die from the first problem, and then there was fear that you would die from the solution to the problem. So that was not a solution. It was not a good solution to the problem. So in any event, maybe a dark cloud hangs over this band right now. Maybe not. Maybe this is just some bad luck. But it's pretty bad luck. And our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of this couple who lost their lives in literally the most horrific way imaginable. I mean, that's just, it's incomprehensible what happened to those two people. And seeing the car airborne like that is just, I don't know. It'll send some chills down your spine, and it'll make you think about how precious life is. So be safe out there. If the concert is canceled, drive slowly home, right? And, you know, for all of you with these great, sporty, expensive cars, just shows you that you might not be better off than people who drive clunkers to work each day. At least they know that their clunker isn't going to accelerate without any notice. And yeah, cars have defects. I haven't heard of anything quite like this, though. I know the Pintos in the old days, they used to explode when you hit them from behind. But, you know, you'd have to hit them a certain way. This, you know, you were getting, that was a car accident, and I'm not saying that was good, but this was nobody's fault if the medical emergency theory isn't plausible here. All right, people, sad video, kind of a bummer to do this video, but Kiss, maybe you give your tickets up to go see Kiss. Maybe it's just not worth seeing Kiss. And maybe Kiss should just say, you know what, after this happened, Paul is sick, we're supposed to finish up at Madison Square Garden. Maybe the rest of the tour needs to get canceled. I, for one, wouldn't lose any sleep over it. Maybe they should take a pause and come back in like 6 months and finish up then. So we shall see.